Hi, I'm Date Mike. Nice to meet me. How do you like your eggs in the morning?
Because it's almost Valentine's Day, I thought it would be a great time to talk about some love lessons from Michael Scott.
I'm in love. I was hit by Cupid's sparrow. Funny little bird, but he gets the job done.
Michael Scott, a man described by his lovers as
stupid, so weird.
How self-deluded you are.
Even a casual viewer of The Office is probably aware that Michael is not someone who is a good example that we should learn from most of the time.
It's really incalculable.
Some of his many love missteps include proposing on your 9th date.
I would like you to do me the honor of making me your husband.
Our 9th date, Michael.
Well, yeah, but I feel like I've known you many lifetimes.
Trying to kiss your receptionist on the same night.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm rejecting your kiss.
I didn't.
Photoshopping yourself onto your partner's vacation photos.
But then again, Michael's a bold guy.
Also, most of everything that's revealed in this conversation.
The worst part is that she shows it to her therapist and they discuss it.
Get seriously involved with someone who does not share the same outlook on the future as you do.
And I bought this condo to fill with children.
I'm so sorry that I don't want to bring kids into this screwed up world.
More than once.
And I want kids. And you, unfortunately, have already completed that part of your journey down there.
Date someone who's currently married.
And right now, we're in the midst of a passionate love affair.
And there's probably a lot more.
And they're always putting up walls, and I'm always tearing them down, just breaking down barriers. That's what I do all day.
Way more.
I'll tell you this, it is not because of the boob job. Excuse me, boob enhancement.
That's not to say that there aren't diamonds in the rough here. And I'd argue that Michael teaches us some great lessons about love.
Relationships? We don't need no stinking relationships.
So the first lesson we can learn from Michael Scott is know your priorities.
Because I want to play ball with my kids before I get too old.
Okay, while Michael is often a fish out of water, there is one well the character draws from again and again.
I want to be married and have 100 kids so I can have 100 friends and no one can say no to being my friend.
After all, Michael's desire to find love and start a family is paramount to his entire character story arc. As in, if this was his hero's quest, he would start on a search for love, and his resolution would end with love.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
And this can be seen through the entire series. Michael starts off in season 2 with this touching scene that cuts through Mike's uglier side and shows how tender he can be with kids.
Trick or treat!
Hey, how you doing? Wow, you guys look great.
I'm a bumblebee.
You look great.
And again later in that season with Take Your Daughter to Work Day, when he gets the thrill out of relating to the youngins and even sets up an online dating profile.
Little kid lover. That way people will know exactly where my priorities are at.
As we move through his missteps in season 2,
2 queens on casino night. I am going to drop a deuce on everybody.
to season 3 and season 4, it's evident that Michael is looking for something more than a casual hookup. It's something deeper, something meaningful, and something playful.
That's what she said?
Michael wants to be with Carol because it's a ready-made family. Michael plays house with Jan because she's pursuing some sense of rock bottom and is willing to let Michael be a part of that terrible experience.
You complete me.
Oh, God.
Even after Michael tries to rebound, Jan still has some hold over his life.
Don't date Holly.
Whoa.
Even though their goals are completely incompatible.
If I was 22 and I had lots of time to have lots of children, then sure, let's let Michael have a shot at one of them. But honestly, I need to make this one count.
And then enter Holly Flax.
Is Holly our extraterrestrial? Maybe.
But more on her in a minute. For now, lesson 2 then is persevere.
And I don't want to hear, I don't know, I can't help. No, I'm a catch, and I am not going to be the one who got away.
A series like The Office is a lot like remembering life, meaning when we reflect on our past, it's easy just to remember the highs and the lows. So often, once we know what we want out of life, life has this awesome way of just throwing obstacles our way.
She's dead?
It's easy to get romantic about Michael's love story and forget that he spent those years lonely.
Because every day I get a little more desperate.
So example, when he meets Holly,
Yo, duh.
and we do get this mini lesson here about being yourself, but in an empathetic way.
Pleasantries, nothing, not like, do you want kids or religion or what side of the bed do you want?
Michael struggling to hold himself back is a highlight of their relationship for me. But we know that she's the one. It's confirmed in the most mundane of episodes, but it's season 5's baby shower, in which Daryl and Mike talk about what it's like to hold your baby and the feelings that come along with it.
The first time that you held it, did you find that with your baby?
Hell yeah. You know why? Because that was my baby.
Michael later holds Holly, and it's as though he knows that she's the one.
Want to go out?
Yes.
Which is very touching, but it's quickly cut away from him.
Then suddenly she's not your hoe, no mo.
And Michael's back to square one, seeking out companionship in a few different ways.
A concierge is the Winnipeg equivalent of a geisha.
When seeing Holly again at the company picnic, he makes this incredible statement.
Maybe one year she'll be with somebody, and the next year I'll be with somebody, and it's going to take a long time. And then it's perfect.
And during this off time, Michael does dabble in a couple other relationships here and there in her absence, even experimenting with an alternative flirting technique.
I show her an image that turns her on. And then she looks at me, then she looks at the image, then back at me, then back at the image. Soon she doesn't know what is me, what is the image.
But it seems that through all the ups and downs of the story so far, Michael really seems to grasp that sometimes things in life are worth waiting for, even if you can't see it happening. In one of my favorite, but also not favorite episodes, Sex Ed, Michael takes this Ghost of Girlfriend's Past trip down memory lane, in which we get to see how this newer, improved, developed character of Michael Scott interacts with some of the leading ladies from the past.
Oh, hey, Dwight, would you take my grandmother for a walk while I talk to the real Helene?
And when he comes to Holly, he still just can't get past what they had.
And I don't know why you downgraded what we had, but I did not make us up.
And he keeps his hope up.
Oh, and you should talk to a doctor because you might have herpes. Right?
Which leads us to lesson 3, consummate the relationship. And okay, I had to look that one up to make sure I was using that word right, and I am.
Webster's dictionary defines...
The speed at which Michael pounces on Holly is like a lion waiting to prowl on some helpless fawn. But in this case, Hollis is all about it.
I don't know what your body feels like, because I can't touch it.
Once Rob Hubel's out of the way.
You can go to hell.
Which is another lesson that Michael learned.
All the time I was thinking, I'm sleeping with your wife.
And the relationship is sped up by fate yet again, tempting the couple to separate.
I don't have an in case. Do you have an in case?
No.
Forcing Michael to make a choice in the same dilemma he was faced with years prior.
And I want you to come with me.
I said, well, why don't you quit and get some job in Nashua? And he said, I asked you first. And I said first at the same time he did. And then I said Jinx. And then we never talked about it.
But now, through the years of growth and learning, we get to see how much depth Michael has.
Will you?
No, shut it. Oh, God. Nope.
Mike even allows those who are closest to him help in the process, something he's tended not to do in the past, as there were quite often voices of reason and logic, and Michael typically is the antithesis to those things. And part of the reason that Michael was so ready to consummate this relationship with Holly was because he knew what he wanted.
Marrying me will you be?
Your wife, becoming me will I.
If we go way back to season 2, it wasn't Holly in his head per se, but he knew that she was the one when he saw her.
And I thought you were the prettiest mover I'd ever seen.
With his ears.
It was love at first see with my ears.
Oh, okay. It doesn't work like that.
Well,
So through all the darkness, through all the ups and downs, he kept his heart focused on what mattered. He defined that future he wanted, he saw it, he hoped in it, he acted on it, and he actualized it. But it didn't happen overnight.
and I think that we are one of those couples with a long story when people ask how we found each other. Through these blinds is where I first saw you, and you had all these boxes, and I thought you were the prettiest mover I'd ever seen. and it's going to take a long time, and then it's perfect. I'm in no rush.
And see, I told you there were some deep diamonds in the rough here. So that's all I have for Valentine's Day. That's all I have for Michael's love lessons. What are love lessons from The Office that you've learned? Leave them in the comments. Share this video with your soup snake.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm reviewing every episode of The Office on my channel, so if you want to check that out, feel free. We're in season 5 now. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.